Check, check, 1-1. 2.5 hours since Vraylar, 6 milligram, number EST 485 ish. We're pushing 490 now with maybe only 5 left in the bottle. I'm not sure if this is a 60 to 90 or if this was well, we had about 85 days left, so let's just say we have 80 days left. And then soon it'll drop into the month of July. 4.5 milligram expected in position within EST less than 3 days. A full month supply. So I got to finish off these sixes, and that'll do that then. We'll be on 4.5s 30 days, yeah. And we'll be on ones for 30 days, yeah. Or maybe not, because August 25th was note 0.0, so we might just go 4.5. And I'm thinking I'm using my best guess capabilities here is to ones for a month, although I'm still under the assumption we're in the month of June. So June is 4.5, July is 1, and August is 0. That's after 3,600 days of risperidone, and the most of it was a 12 milligram instant dissolved tab, or the most noted was an 8 milligram instant dissolved tab. And for a couple years, it was a 12 milligram instant dissolved tab every 12 hours with an injectable 30 milligrams administered once a week, no break for those 2 years. So, and no break for all of since July 2008, every day unless I accidentally slip a dose, skip on accident, and I mean like slept in for 24 hours, and they told me it was still yesterday, a half hour later, don't eat another one. So now I've been drinking too. So the last chapter and the last section and the section beforehand was about the parrot. And I had some kind of weird biblical experience, the day before the Notre Dame fire. The Jehovah's Witnesses pulled me aside, and or maybe they were Mormons or something similar, Latter Day Saints perhaps. I was given a good book, and that was after the seer of their sort of sect of Catholicism, in touch with the Pope in some respect or another, said through whatever. I'm not sure if he was an archbishop, but it was New London City, so it very well could have been. And there was Hell's Angels everywhere during the Blessing of the Bikes, and he says, you know what, my favorite's John, and the end is it's coming soon. Something really big and bad is going to happen, and I pray it's not here and now with you and I. And I said, you know what, and I looked at some other things, and it was something less of the Armageddon worlds and something more of me and my heart and soul, near the Sarge's Comics sort of thing, instead of after understanding the world news was correct on that day. So I was eating breakfast at St. James, and then I went to Sarge's Comics, and then the news was on. It said 7:50 or 8:10 in the morning. That's an AM on the 9/11/2001. So I was right around that same check, and they said, they must have checked in with that church and maybe thought that more of anything, they called me an angel. I have seen the eyes of the angel. Winged man is upon us. The end days are soon. So we pray it's not the hair now. And he starts going off as an evangelical anything. So as far as fame with great grandmother's concerned, the most of Manhattan pre-bombings are well aware and understood. She was as rich, filthy rich, as a third world princess. No joke. That's as best comparisons I can get to her. But as best as far as the comparison, what my family would be concerned, if someone was sending them messages, as far as just mom, dad, and brother, they're completely out of the radio show. No, this is about me, Andy C., the Drew Carlson character, or the 32990 character from the Grateful Dead. This is all made about me, by me, sort of thing. Attempted fiction, and that's that. So joking, and the parrot goes, yeah, oh yeah, well, she's not Phoebe Hoffman, Albert Hoffman's first cousin. She's Vermiculite Worcesterbarth, because something else says so. Nameless Sugary, and there's many other people that have opted out of fame since at least 2007 or well beforehand, and nothing to do with the GD 329 1990 productions or any kind of federal endorsement of the national album. Wake Up to Find Out that gets sponsored in 2014 by some kind of Hollywood record label. It was a bootleg for 24 years, and I had no idea, and I didn't have permissions to follow along with Public Figure until 2 or 3 years later. So I'm doing the best I can now, but I still don't have $1 million.